All right, everybody, welcome back to the Media Center for the 2022 HSBC Women's World Championship. Happy to be back in Singapore. A reminder to everyone here in the room, if you have questions, just feel free to go up to one of the microphones and I'll call on you. If you're on Zoom, please let me know in the chat function or with the raise hand feature if you have a question and I will call on you. With that, we'll start with Danielle Kang, who won our season opening Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions. The following week was runner-up at the Gainbridge LPGA. Danielle, you got off to an incredibly hot start this year. You've had 8 rounds, been first or second after every single one of those rounds. Can you, as you look back at the 2 weeks in Florida, can you pinpoint what was really clicking with your game and what really seemed to be working for you?
For me, the first 2 weeks, I have to thank the team back in Vegas for putting me into the state of mind where I can compete. My mental coach, Micah, really helped me with that. And even I've been training at the UFC Performance Institute and doing the workouts and doing the physios and getting the mental training that I need. Put me at ease on the golf course more so than anything. And obviously, we can't oversight the fact that my game has improved with Butch on the bat. I mean, Butch helping me out. It takes a village. It does. Even like my short game and Pat Gossa, my short game coach, he flew out to come see me and check on a lot of little techniques here and there. I feel like it's still progressing, and I'm still more focused on the process of getting better, and especially this year as well. It's not just 1 or 2 tournaments. I have to be able to execute and be engaged and be able to do it every shot, every round, and then feel the best that I can. So like today I failed. I played awful today.
But it's okay to play awful on the Pro-Am round day, right? Get it out of the way.
It's all, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me whether it's a Tuesday or a Saturday at this point, is because I still need to do what I need to do, whether it's execute, that's a shot that's in front of me, be able to feel what I need to feel. And but I got to play with one of my favorite peoples, and one of my favorite peoples, that's terrible grammar, but one of my favorite groups of people. I met them 4 years ago in Singapore, and they work for HSBC, and I played with them probably 3 out of the 4 years. That's 3 out of the 4. We couldn't rig the 1 year, but they rigged it again this year, so it was really fun.
Love it. Glad to see familiar faces out there again, right? Mm-hmm. I want to ask, if you don't mind, about, you mentioned, Micah, your mental coach. And you can see physical coaching and getting out there with Butch, and that's easy to understand. But what do you work on with a mental coach, and how important is that to you as you take what's a physical game and try to also match the mental side of it?
I think I don't exactly know what he does. I'm not the expert. Same thing with Butch. I don't know what he says to me on the range that makes me hit the ball really well. But in the mental side, I guess it's finding your own process and working on how you're going to approach the shot that's in front of you, deciphering and understanding what has happened previously, what's going to happen, the randomizing or the chaos that's going to happen around you, whether it's a player, hitting it out of bounds and coming back in, or a player making a big bomb and when you don't need them to, and things like that. It does affect you, and how you're gonna acknowledge it and put it down and move forward and be able to execute the next shot the best that you can. It's all circumstantial, right? And golf, I feel that is the most difficult game in that sense, where it's so mental a lot of the times. And I've done it a million times. I've hit the same shot 1,000 times, but depending on the circumstances, and sometimes you just don't do it as well. And some people kind of could judge it harshly and say you choked, or you have the yips, or you suck. But at the same time, it's not that simple, right? There's a lot of aspects to it that comes with this golf game, and that's why people love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're now competing in your 8th HSBC Women's World Championship. What is so special about this event that keeps you wanting to return to Singapore every year?
I hope that we have more tournaments in Asia, and hopefully we get higher purses and better field. Asian events are one of my favorite runs that we have on our schedule. Don't get me wrong, I love the West Coast swing, but this Asia swing, it's different. I mean, I know how much women's golf is important in Asia. And the support that HSBC has shown to LPGA is incredible. We've been consistent here. We've been bringing the fans, the sponsors. It's just, they treat us like royalties out here. Not only here, same thing with Thailand, same thing with Korea, Shanghai, all of them. And I hope that for me, it's that special is because I am Korean and I love coming to Asia. It's different culture, seeing different things, eating different foods, getting out of our comfort zone and traveling to one of my favorite cities in the world. And I'm not actually just saying that because I'm in Singapore. This is one of the places that I would live in a heartbeat. And coming out here, the first thing I did, I was off the, 27-hour travel day. And I went straight to the cloud forest because that place makes me happy. And those are the things that I want people to experience. It's not just golf, but people around. Everyone here is so friendly. And the culture here, I love. I love the diversity in this country. Transportation is done perfectly. Now we're on Orchard Road or Orchard Street, I believe. And I mean, you can shop if you want. You can go wherever you want to go. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice to be able to get out again, right?
Yeah, last year I was a bit down because we were at a different hotel and I was staring out into the city. I had the best view ever. And I'm not complaining, but I actually slept on the balcony a few times because I just wanted to get out. And for me, it was kind of torture to be in a country that I love so much and not being able to get out. But I don't think I've spent much time in the hotel room this time.
Nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Reminder to everyone on the Zoom, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. If we have any questions here in the room, feel free to go straight to the microphone and we will ask. We'll call on you. So you've been out for the Pro-Am, had your time with your HSBC friends. You've been out there for practice. How does the golf course look as we get ready for the tournament tomorrow?
The golf course is soft. We got some rain in the last few days, and I think we're going to continue getting some rain. But it's soft. However, it's different. I haven't played this type of golf in a while. It's so grainy out here. And I chunked so many shots today. It's grain plus the dampness and then the ground, etc. But the greens are always very, very pure out here. So it's easy to read the grains, easier. And the conditions of the green and around the greens are always immaculate here. So that's kind of how the golf course is playing. A little soft, but I just shouldn't chunk it. I have to get used to shallowing out the club out here.
Learning curve out there.
Yeah.
We're going to start here with questions from John with the Straits Times here in Singapore.
Hi, Danielle. Welcome
Hi.
back to Singapore. Can I just find out, what's the difference when you were here this year compared to last year in terms of, you mentioned you haven't spent a lot of time in the hotel room. So what have you been up to aside from practice and being on the golf course in terms of sightseeing or whatever?
So for me, I've got friends here. So I went to see my friend Suan, who's had a baby, and I went to see her son. I haven't gotten to see them in 2 years right now. I went to the cloud forest. I walked around the streets. I went to eat Peking duck. I'm just outside. People don't know that there's so many birds on Orchard. Is it Orchard Road or Orchard Street? Road. Okay. So on that road at nighttime, there's just so many birds. And it's so cool to hear. So I just walk out and I just walk up and down the street. I love it.
I can hear those birds inside my hotel room. They're crazy
I love
loud.
them. Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Oh, it is fun. It is a lot of fun. If you have any other questions, feel free to just head up to the mic or again, let me know in the chat. I saw a bunch of videos on your Instagram of time out on the golf course in Vegas. What have you been working on? Did you get to spend time with Butch? What have you been working on during this break you've had?
We've been really focusing hard on the driver. My driver has been really inconsistent. Even at Boca Rio, I just wasn't hitting it good. I think I averaged like 220 off the tee. But the Titleist team has helped me fit a new driver, which is helpful. I think I've gained 6 kilos right now. I've gained 13 pounds about. So I think the shaft got a bit weaker for me. So the consistency of the hit, the timing was a bit off. So those are the things that I worked on. My bunker shots haven't been that great. So those are the things that you're good at. So then I haven't put that much time in. And I was trying to get comfortable in bunkers. I'm not still quite that comfortable yet, but it's always a work in progress.
That's what we love about you. Always something to talk about, always something fun going on. Looks like you've also been keeping busy in Vegas with a lot of fun. Got to go to some sporting events, it looked like.
Yeah, I'm always out in Vegas. That's just the truth. There's so much to do. I go to concerts. I went and saw Silk Sonic. That's the new Bruno Mars show. I went and saw Luke Bryan. He was a gem. And it's just, there's so much to do and your friends come and visit. And believe it or not, I went and saw Jane Park and see how she was doing. I spent some time with her. it's just during my off time, golf's golf, but I still want to be able to keep in touch with my friends and be able to see them as well.
Absolutely.
That's important to me.
Love that. Do we have any further questions for Danielle? Rohit, go ahead. You can go to the microphone.
Hi. I just have a couple of questions on practice. I'm doing something on practice. Do you like practice?
Do I like to practice
Yeah.
here or at home?
Just generally.
I do.
Okay. So what would be, on a hard practice day, how many balls might you hit? Just a guess, estimate, on a hard day.
On a hot day?
On a hard day.
On a hard day.
On a tough day.
You know, that's a very wide range of question. Is because sometimes I could hit golf balls for about 5 hours.
Okay.
And that's aggressive though. And then other times I only hit golf balls for 30 minutes. So my duration of practice varies from whether it's 2 hours, you add in a round, it could be 4 hours and 5 hours, and it could turn into 9 hours to 10 hours, right? But for me, I plan out my schedule of the week, if that's what you're asking. I plan out the week on what I want to work on. So then I would, like, yesterday was my speed drill day and my wedge day. But I couldn't get the wedges done because it started pouring. So then now I'll do the wedge combination today, and then I'll still have to do the putting, breaking putts today. So I haven't really focused a lot on the ball striking here yet. But if I don't feel that I'm hitting it that well, then I'll add in ball striking and I hit until I feel good.
Okay. So last thing is, a lot of athletes in all sports, I spent some time with a badminton player yesterday. So they all talk about trying to find feel, always looking for feel.
Yeah, that's what
Right?
I said. I wouldn't leave unless I feel good. Yeah.
So, sorry?
I wouldn't leave the range unless I feel good. Yeah, that's exactly.
So can you explain for you what is feel? It's not an easy one, I know.
That's not an easy question.
Yeah.
It feels hard to explain. Sometimes you don't feel it, right? And that's something that I tried to change when you wake up. So it doesn't matter how good I've been playing. Some days you just wake up and you're like, I'm not feeling it. But I guess that's a state of mind. You know what to do and you know what a good swing looks like. You know what you feel like you should do. The feel could be the compression. It could be the grip. It could be how your club feels. Some people feel the slot. For me, I guess it's the release because I release the club a lot at the impact. And if I don't feel that I could like trap the ball and hit that draw, then my feel's off, I guess. But feel's really hard to explain because everyone's got a different feel.
That's why I asked.
But you got to find your own feel and be able to
Yeah.
be able to acknowledge and reinvent that. And every day you have to come back and try and either have the feel or look for the feel. And that's what practice is about, I guess.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Looks like we're about done with that. We'll let Danielle go. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
Thank you.